Welcome guys to day 17. I hope everyone is good. Right. So I'm going to create this day 17.py. Is everyone ready to begin today's session?
Ready.
Okay, great. So, by the end of today's lesson, I want you guys to be able to explain how objects from different classes can work together. Store objects inside another object. Explain encapsulation and why data should be validated. Use getter and setter methods. Explain inheritance using parent and child classes. Use a super to call a parent class constructor and override an inherited method. Right. So before we begin today's lesson, let us quickly revisit what we learned yesterday. Right. So yesterday we learned about classes, objects, attributes, methods, the constructor method, and the keyword self. Yes, Mr. Ajanga.
Sorry, just confirm, is it day 16 or day 17 today?
Oh no, it's day 17.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, so yesterday we learned about classes, objects, attributes, methods, the constructor method, and the self keyword. Yes, Mr. Ajanga.
Sorry, Mr. Kumal. I think we are going through what we did yesterday, but it's written day 15. So how come today is day 17?
Oh, it's a mistake from my side. Writing is day 15. It's actually supposed to be day 16.
Day 16.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Just a mistake from my
Yeah,
side.
correct. Okay.
Alright. So the underscore init method is called a constructor. Right. So when you see underscore init know that this is a constructor method. Right. So do you all still remember what a class is, right?
Blueprint.
That's correct. And we all still remember what a method is. Do you all still remember what a method is? Okay, so remember that a method is a function, right? So a method is just a function inside a class, right? So when we hear method, just know that it's just a function, but the difference is that it's a function that's inside a class. And always remember that this self keywords, it refers to the current object, right? The current object that you'll be working with. Right? So it means it refers to the current object, which is the current object that is currently using the particular method. Right? For example, here we have what product 3 equals product laptop 865. So it refers to this the soft keyword, it refers to this current it refers to this current object that we're working with. Right. So moving on to today's lesson. Today we are going deeper into object-oriented programming. We are going to also cover important ideas. First, we'll learn how different objects can work together. Real applications are not normally built using one object working alone. They contain many objects that communicate and cooperate together. So we will also learn how objects can protect their own data. We do not want someone to accidentally give a product a negative price or an impossible quantity. We will also learn inheritance. Inheritance allows one class to reuse the attributes and methods of another class instead of rewriting the same code. Right. Okay, so I'm going to day 17.py. Yeah. So far, most of the objects that we created yesterday, they worked independently. We created a product, gave it information and code methods on it. However, real programs usually contain several objects that work together. Right? Just like our example from yesterday, an online store. The store contains products, right? A customer places an order, the order in that particular order contains products. A payment belongs to an order. These are different types of objects, but they are connected. Today we'll build a store object that can hold several product objects. Right. So we're going to start with our class product and our constructor, which is the underscore init underscore method, and the self keyword, right? And then we're going to have our parameters: name, price, quantity. So we have self dot name equals name, self dot price equals price, right? Self dot quantity equals quantity, right? Then we're going to have a method that's called total value. We are going to return self dot price multiplied by self dot quantity. Right. So we all still remember this from yesterday's lesson, correct? Okay, so I'll take that as a yes. Let's create another class. This one we're going to call it store, and we're going to create another constructor, the init method. Right. Self dot store name equals store name. Then self dot products, an empty list. Right. And then we create another method, say def add product self and one parameter called product. So self dot products self dot append. Is it okay? Okay. Let's see. All right. Okay, let us begin with the product class. Right. So remember that we said that underscore underscore init underscore underscore method. This we call it a constructor. Right. So this constructor receives a product which has the name, price, and quantity. Right. So each of those values are stored as an attribute belonging to the object. Right. These are attributes. These variables. So variables inside methods. We call them attributes. Right. So each of these values that our constructor gets, we assign them to attributes, which are our variables. Right. Then we have another method, total value. Right. So the total value method, it just multiplies the price of one item by the number of items. So it just multiplies the price by its quantity, right? Right. So just for example, if we have two laptops, we're going to multiply those two laptops by the price. Right. Okay. Any questions so far with this first class? So no questions. Okay. Then we have the store class, right? So the store class is separate from the product class. So these are two different classes. Right. As we can see, this class, this store class, it's not indented under our product class, right? So it's two separate classes, right? So the product and store are not the same thing, right? So the product class has what? A name, price, and quantity, right? Then the store class has what? Store name and a collection of what? Products, right? Any questions so far? Okay, so inside our store class we also have our constructor, which is the underscore underscore init underscore underscore method, right? It takes one parameter, which is the store name, right? So we have self dot store name equals store name, self dot products equals an empty list, right? So self dot products, it just creates an empty list for every new store object, right? So here we created a variable and we assigned an empty list to that variable. We didn't use any parameters that we get when we call the constructor, right? We just created an empty list, right? So this list, it will not simply store product names or prices, it will store complete product objects. That means every item inside the list can have attributes and methods, right? So when we first create the store, how many products are inside? You want to take a guess? How many products are inside? So when you create when you create our store, how many products are inside the store? Self.products equals to this list. How many products are inside the store? Yes,
Uh,
Mr. Dupes.
I'm, I'm just, I'm just guessing. Since we didn't put any parameters, I'm thinking we have nothing at the moment. I don't know.
That's correct. You won't have anything. So which means it's what? 0. Because it's an empty list, right? So the list that's empty, products will be added later using this method add product, right? So here we have what? Another method add product self and then one parameter product, right? So the add product method, it receives a product object. This one, it receives what? A product object, right? The parameter is called product, right? But Python does not automatically know that it must be a product object, right? So we as programmers are expected to pass the correct type of object. I'll repeat that. As programmers, we are expected to pass the correct type of object, right? The method, the method then appends that object to the store's product list. Self.products.append product, right? This then appends that object to the store products list, right? Remember this attribute that we created, products, that's an empty list, right? We're now adding items inside that list. self.products, we're now calling that that attribute with the dot append, and our argument is what? Product. So we're now adding items into the list. So when we append the object, we are not creating another product. We are placing a reference to the existing product object inside the list. Right? We're just placing a reference to the existing product object inside the list, right? So this with this, okay. Anyone with a question? Yes, Mr. Toops.
So, sorry, I might forget some terms for this thing. This end product is one of those. I think you said they are what we call key values. It's a key value, right? It's already inbuilt in the Python code, right?
No. This end product, it's not inbuilt. We're creating this ourselves.
Oh, okay.
The inbuilt method is this
Okay.
one.
Okay. No, because I'm asking because I was just taking a look at how they are colored with append. So I was just assuming that probably it's inbuilt since because I'm just checking the colors and trying to see if there such a thing, such a key as such a color and you know.
Okay.
But yeah. So
Okay.
but I get it because we were defining it and also yeah.
Okay. That's okay. So, right, with this class store, right, this means that two different stores can have different product lists, right? So it means that two different stores can have different product lists. This is what this class means, right? Because as self.products, it belongs to the current store, right? The current store is the store that's executing this code, right? If I execute this code, the system is going to store this class is going to store the products of my shop. Then if Mr. Doops executes the same code using the same system, this class is going to store the things inside his shop, right? So it's going to separate the two shops, right? So it's one code but different shops, right? Then we have another method, inventory value, right? And then we have a total equals 0 for product in self.products, right? Total equals total plus product dot total value, and then we return the total, right? Anyone who wants to try and explain this method for us, the inventory value method? Who wants to take a guess and try and explain this inventory value method? Yes, Mr. Doops.
Okay. I'm a little blank, but let me just give it a try. So inventory value, since we are appending, which is adding products to the list, um, inventory value is like a That one is line 18 is a code that then gives the total of the number of projects that were pending on 15. That's the sense I got here. I don't know if it's correct or not.
Okay. So the inventory value method, it calculates the value of all the products inside the stores, right? Nothing more than it just
Okay.
calculates what the value, right? So we begin with the total at 0, which means the value of everything inside the store is what? It's 0, because we have not added any values yet, right? Then we have this for loop. So this loop then takes one product object at a time from self.products, right? Remember that with add products, we're now adding we're now adding the products into the list, right? Then we now take what our list and then loop inside that list, right? So remember that the items inside this list, they have name, price, quantity, right? So we're looping inside that list, and then we're getting each product, right? Then we call our variable total and add, and then we have total plus product, this one, right? This is a single product that's inside the list, dot total value, right? So this total value, it will now have access to the price and the quantity. That's when it's going to be executed, when we call it here product dot total value, right? Okay, so let's move on. Any questions before I move on? All right. So this is an important object-oriented design principle, right? Each object should be responsible for work related to its own data. If you are adding items, create an object for that. If you are calculating items, create an object for that. If you are removing items, create an object for that, right? So each object should be responsible for its own data, right? So this product class, it manages the product calculations, right? And then the store class, and then the store class manages the collection of products, right? So this class only deals with the products, and this store class, it only deals with the products inside the store, right? Okay, so let's create and connect the objects. Let's see. Let's say we have a laptop product, right? No. Let's say laptop 750 10, right? Then we have a phone equals product phone 300 5, Then we have shop equals store. Check corner. Then we have shop dot add product laptop. Shop dot add product phone, and say print shop dot inventory value. All right. First we create a product object called laptop. This one, we create a product object called what? Laptop, right? And its name is laptop. The price is 750 and the quantity is 10. Right. Next, we create another product object called phone. Its name is phone. The price 300 and the quantity 5. After that, we now create our store. Right, and the store's name is Tech Corner. Right, so at this point, the shop is still has an empty product list. This is our product list, right? It's still empty, right? We just created the shop, but we haven't added anything. But we haven't added these products into our shop, right? Then that's when we call it we call shop.add product laptop, right? Shop.add product phone, right? So when we call this method, we're now adding items into our store, right? Then after that, we have this print function, shop.inventory value. Now, who wants to tell us what it's going to print? Remember that inventory value just prints a number, right? So what's going to be printed if we run this code? Is it 0, 1, 2, 3? Anyone to take a guess? Maybe it's print right. These are learn shop.products. Who wants to take a guess how many items are inside our product list? Okay, guys, you see here we created a laptop and we created the phone, so which means we only created 2 products, right? So when we run this print function, it's supposed to print 1, 2, so it means it's supposed to print 2 because we have what? 2 products added into our shop, right? Do you guys understand how we combine these 2 classes? Okay, Mr. Changa, do you have a question?
Yeah, no, let me just watch the video on my own. I don't even know where to start. I'm lost. I'm so much. I'm very lost. You can go ahead. Are we going to have another session just dedicated to the Q&A?
Yes, we will.
When is that?
I think Friday.
This Friday?
Yeah, yes, it's Friday.
So it's okay. I think that is when I will ask everything that I want to ask her. Because since yesterday I've been having problems.
Okay, did you try at least practicing with the code from yesterday?
Today I didn't. I was a bit tied up with work.
Oh,
But
okay.
then, yes, but then I was having troubles. Even today I'm having some troubles. But yeah, I think we can talk about that on Friday. I'll try to look into it until Friday. Then I'm going to craft my questions on Friday.
Okay, that's fine. Here's more blessing.
Thank you, sir, and good evening, everyone. Mine is on line 2, or rather line 2 and line 11. I just
Line
wanted to
2.
find out how,
Oh, okay.
and 11, how do I come up with the int, the I think the lowercase and int, I don't know, what you call it?
The constructor method.
Yes.
You just have to call write it. You use the def keyword and then space and then underscore init underscore. So it is two double underscore at the beginning and double underscore at the end.
Okay, I get it. Thank you.
Okay, so guys, remember that each class is supposed to have its own underscore, its own constructor method, right? The underscore init underscore method. Right. Okay. Then we also have this print statement, print a shop dot inventory value. Right. Here we're calling our method inventory value. Right. So, and inside our method inventory value, we're also calling what? Total value. And total value or just returns the price multiplied by the quantity. Right. So since right now we only have 750, we only have a laptop which is 750 and the quantity is 10, and we also have a phone that is 300 and the quantity is 5. We want to take a guess on what it's going to print. Anyone to take a guess?
7,500 and
What was the
1,500.
question again, sir?
This one, print shop dot inventory value.
Mr. Janga, were you taking the question, or?
Oh, it's Mr. Farai.
Oh, okay. I think it's going to, I'm not so sure, but I think it will print 750 by 10 plus 300 by 5. Then it will print out the total, I
Total.
think.
Okay, and Mr. Farai, what do you think?
Yes, I said 7,500 and 1,500.
So 7,500 and 1,500.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. I'm now running the code. It printed 9,000. So it printed 9,000 because it added this 7,500 plus 1,500. Right? Because it's in the name, the inventory value. It returns the total of the value of everything that's inside what our store. Right? Remember, for product in self.products, it's going to loop over each product. So the first product is going to be what? The laptop. Okay, it's 7,500. It takes it and then sends it to total. Then it loops again. it finds the phone, then it calculates the phone using what total value method, and then it gets the total, adds it to the already existing total, which was 7,500. So it's going to be 7,500 plus 1,500, which is equals to 9,000. So here what we did, we created object interactions, right? Different objects talking together, right? So the store object, it holds product objects, right? The store object also calls a method belonging to each product object, right? So this is how large applications are built. We create several small focused classes and allowing their objects to work together. One class should not try to handle customers, products, payments, orders, reports, and login details by itself. So we break the program into separate classes, makes the code easier to understand, test, update, and reuse. Right. So you just create your classes one by one. Right. Then once you have created your classes, right, you now call your classes one by one. Like the first one, we create our product, and then we also create our store, right? We all understand how to create the product and how to create the store, right? Here we now take the store, right, which is given to our variable shop, right? So we take shop, right? So our variable shop, it has access to every object that is inside the store class, right? Because the value of our variable is the store and the name of our store, right? Then we take our variable shop, then we now call .add product, right? But now, right, we take shop.add product. We're now calling the method inside shop, right? So which means if you use shop.add product, you cannot access the method inside shop. If you use shop.inventory value, you cannot access this inventory method, right? Do we all understand it, or you guys are lost?
Can you kindly repeat what you just said? I think we are kind of lost.
Okay. So do you all understand how line 26, 27, 29 work? How to create the product in the store? Okay. All right.
Yes, that I think for me I got that, but now I got lost on line 31. When I think you were repeating on explaining what's really transpiring. That's why I got lost.
Okay. So for the on line 29, right, we created this variable shop, right? And this variable shop, it has access to all the methods inside our class store. The reason why it has access to every method inside our class store is because that the value is the name of the class, right? We when we call the class, we added these round brackets, and we added this string. We added this string because our constructor method, it expects the store name, right? So that's why we added this string. So this is what the store name, right? So we now took this variable that has access to all of these methods, and we just code it with a dot. So shop dot, what this dot does, it now gives us access to every method that is under our class, right? So if I say shop.addProduct, I now have access to this add product. If I say shop.inventory value, I now have access to this inventory value method. If I create another method, in order to access it, I have to say shop dot followed by the name of the method, right? When
All
you're
right, thank you, sir.
So remember also, when you're calling the method, you need to include the round brackets, right? But inside the round brackets, it now depends on your method. Does it expect an argument or it doesn't? Right? For example, here we called our shop.inventory value, but we didn't add any argument. That's because our inventory value method doesn't expect any argument. But the add product method, it expects what? One argument. Right. So do we all understand, or anyone has questions? Okay, so no questions.
Sorry, I lost my network. I hope I didn't lose much, but I think I had understood what you were trying to explain. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, yes, Mr. Dupes.
Okay, so there are some wait, if it's that. All right, I think I get the picture, but I was wondering maybe if some things, like if we call some functions that are not under the class, right, but that are already in our system, they can still work, right? Like here, I noticed we asked for on line 35, is it 35? There was no need for us to define it, right? Because it's already built inside the system, right?
Define what? Shop.products.
Yeah, like when we wanted to know the number, there was no need for us to put it under a class like what we did when we asked for the shop inventory and whatnot.
I don't think I'm
Yeah.
getting this.
Okay, it's all right. I will try it on my own and see what I'm asking is practical or not. I'll have to do it on my own. Then I'll probably ask some of the questions tomorrow.
Okay. So after you try it on your own, if you don't understand anything, then you can ask me then.
Because it's really hard for me to explain the question with what I'm thinking right now. So it's all right. I'll ask tomorrow.
Okay. So, okay. Then let's move on to what we call encapsulation. Right. So tomorrow we're also going to be still looking at object-oriented programming, right? The last part. So the last part tomorrow, right? So now I want us to look at encapsulation, right? So the OOP principle we use to control access to data is called encapsulation, right? So it's what the OOP principle we use to control access to data is called encapsulation. Right. So encapsulation means keeping related data and behavior together inside a class while controlling how the data is accessed or changed. Now, the goal of encapsulation is to prevent invalid or dangerous changes. Right. Instead of allowing every part of the program to change the price directly, we create a controlled method for changing it. Right. That method can check the new value before saving it. Right. Right. So in Python, we often place a leading underscore. For example, like this. Right. So we often place a leading underscore before an attribute, right? Before an attribute name to show that the attribute is intended for eternal use, right? Eternal use just means it's intended for this file alone, right? So the underscore communicates to other programmers: do not change this value directly unless you have a very good reason, right? So this underscore it just communicates to other programmers: do not change this value directly unless you have a very good reason. Can you guys confirm that you can hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yes,
hear
I
you
can.
loud and clear.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Right. So it is important to understand that one underscore does not create a strict privacy, right? Python will still allow someone to access underscore price directly. Right? So the underscore is just a convention or a warning, not a locked security barrier. Right. All right. So looking at our class, yes, Mr. Dubs. Mr. Dubs.
Okay, before we go any, or maybe you'll probably address it in the future, but won't that be confusing? Maybe like when I'm naming my 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 code, let's say with an underscore, or only at the beginning, it doesn't come at the center, right?
Yes, it's
Like
only
even the ones that have underscore in the middle, they don't need to have that.
it's only at
It's
the
only
beginning.
okay.
So even if you have
Okay,
something
so
like
that's
this,
the discrimination feature.
yes. So even if you have another underscore here, it's not going to affect this one.
Okay.
Okay.
I get it. I get it. Thanks.
Okay. So let's look at our class products, right? Let's create another method, def get underscore price self return self dot underscore price. Right. Then we have def set underscore price self new price. If new price is less than 0, print price can't be negative, can't be a negative number, right? Else self dot price and just self dot price equals new price, right? So the first change is that the price is now stored as underscore price, right, instead of self dot price like in the beginning, right? So this leading underscore it just tells other programmers that the attribute should be treated as internal use only, right? So now you use methods to read and change the price, right? That's the use of this underscore method, right, to tell programmers that the attribute should be treated as internal. So if you want to change the price or get the price, we are supposed to use new methods. The new methods that we created here, def get price and def set price. Okay, so the get price is what we call a getter method, and set price is what we call a setter method, right? So a getter method allows code outside the class to request the value of an internal attribute, right? When someone calls get price, the method safely returns the current price, right? So the getter method, it doesn't change the price, right? So know that the getter method is used to get the price. The getter method is used to get a value from within a product, right? We can call this getter method from somewhere else, right? And then the setter method, which is set price, we use it to change the value of our new price, right? So the new value of our new price is received using the new price parameter, right? So know that the getter method is used to get a certain value, and the set price method is used right, and the set price method is used to set a new value within our class, right? So the getter method and setter method we use them, we call them from a different class, or from a okay, let's just say we call them from a different file, right? So here with the setter method, before changing the attribute, right, we first check if the new price is less than 0. If it's less than 0, then we can accept it. Else, if it's bigger than 0, then we're going to accept the new price. Then we're going to set the new price. Then we're going to set the new price, right? Okay, so for example, let's test the set price and get price methods. So I'll call them under here. We already have what laptop, so let's say laptop dot set price negative, let's say negative 100. Let me comment this out. then print laptop dot get price. And then we have laptop dot set price, let's say 560, then print laptop dot get price, right? Okay, I'm now running the code. You see, right, our first price, it printed what can't be what a negative number, right? So since this is what is this one, it can't be a negative number. Since we entered a negative number, our class didn't accept the new price, so it sticked to the odd price, this odd price, right? So it remained the default. But with this with line 49 950, we said what we now added a positive number 560. It then accepted our new price. So and now the new price of the laptop is what is 560. Right? It's no longer 750, it's 560. As long as these lines are uncommented and we add more for our code below these lines, the new laptop price is going to be 560, right? Do you all understand how a setter method works and how a getter method works? Yes, Mr. Dubs.
I don't know. Well, why didn't we call the function as for the new price? Why didn't we call it? I don't know. Can you scroll up and let me see how you define this function?
Yeah, get and set price.
Oh, okay. I get it. I was wondering why we didn't call it. We didn't call it as a new price.
Oh, okay.
But now I see how you defined it here.
You now understand it.
I understood. I understand how you defined it. So, I see. A bit confusing, but.
So, do you all understand how a getter method works and how a setter method works? Right. So just to verify, what's the difference between a setter method and a getter method? Anyone wants to tell us the difference between a getter method and a setter method? Okay. When you hear the word setter method and the word getter method, always know that a getter method is a method used to get a certain value, certain information from a class, right? And the setter method is used to set a new price, right? Is used to set new values, new information within our class, right? So this is a safe way of doing things: a getter method and a setter method, right? So we're going to work with getter methods and setter methods a lot. Most of the times when you are working with a class, most of the times they'll include a getter method and a setter method, right? So this doesn't mean that it's going to be get price every time. It can be any name, but what determines if it's a getter method or a setter method is the what the method does. If it returns a certain value, then it's a getter method. If it rewrites a certain value, then it's a setter method. Right. So do you all understand the difference between a getter method and a setter method? Okay, so I'll take that as a
Actually,
yes.
we are quite confused over here. I think we can go through this tomorrow after reading the notes and going through the content, the video once more.
Okay.
Right here, right now, I think I'm quite confused. I don't know about the others.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Janga.
To respond to what Mr. Kumile said, I think for the purpose of not affecting I'm sure we have a timeline that we are working with. So I don't know how comfortable Mr. Malo is. But I'm also with you, Mr. Kumile. That is why I'd asked, I think I asked earlier, that is there another Q&A? If we could dedicate maybe Friday, if Mr. Kumalo, if you can confirm that on Friday it's a whole hour for the Q&A. I think on my end I would propose that we visit today what we did today and what we did yesterday. Yeah, for someone that is the reason why you see we are not asking a lot of questions, because we don't want to inconvenience you. But I am lost.
Yes, Friday is going to be a Q&A. It's going to be a Q&A session.
Yeah. So I think, Mr. Kumira, I think we can dedicate. I think we can revisit everything on Friday, because I'm sure Mr. Kumalo is something to, according to his timetable, he has something to share tomorrow going onwards, and would want to affect to disturb that schedule.
Yes, so
Yeah,
on Friday,
thank you.
yes, we are going to have a Q&A session so that we can fix on where you guys are missing out.
No, that's all right.
Right. So, know that encapsulation is a way of protecting and controlling access to an object's internal data, right? So encapsulation is just a security. It's just a security issue, right? It protects and controls an access to an object's data. Right? So the purpose of a getter method is to read or return a value. And the purpose of a setter method is to validate and update a value, right? So good encapsulation is not only about hiding data, it is mainly about controlling data so the object remains valid and reliable. Right. So for today, that's it. So tomorrow we're going to also look at more OOP concepts, right? We're going to look at inheritance and method overriding, the last two object-oriented programming concepts. And so tomorrow we're going to look at inheritance and method overriding. So that's it for today. So if you guys tomorrow get a chance, please rewatch the video if you can, and also practice, right? So that's it for today. So see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m.